Yeah, I hear ya.
No, you listen. You guys locked me out on the patio, and I politely tapped on the window.
Whoa, time out. With your gun.
Debatable.
The weekly hangover. This will probably hurt, but you'll be thirsty for more.
What are you drinking, man?
This is a test or what?
No, this is... Well, we'll start here and we'll see what we can get out of it. So, I'm drinking a nice cold cerveza called Presidente. You already know about it, but I told my fearless leader, not my president, but my supervisor, Mike, that I've had this because he told me to try it.
Yeah, I think he steered you in the wrong direction. Definitely not as good as Modelo, though. Golden Crisp. It's the beer of the people. That's the beer of the elite.
I've never heard that, but we'll go with that. Dude, everyone, it's been a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Did a couple of things with the lady, and we went on a date Friday night. We went to...
Chuck E. Cheese.
No, Mexican place.
Taco Bell.
No, Tacos... No. What's the place? The Mexican place.
Casa Grande.
No, it's a normal food chain. What's the place?
I literally told you. Taco Bell.
No, another one. It's a sit-down place. Doesn't matter.
Mexico.
Well, I've been to Mexico, but no, I didn't go to Mexico. But anyways, went on a date with the lady. It's been a good week so far. Work is going pretty well. But for everyone that has just jumped on, I have one of my two best roommates.
I'm definitely number one on that list.
Yeah, you're one of them. But I have one of my best roommates. He's a special ed teacher, hunter, woodworker, and he's a member of the Cherokee Indians. Ben, say what's up, man.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm actually a little bitter right now. What is this? 10 episodes? My first appearance? I'm not too upset, but I mean, it is what it is.
I've tried to get you on this before, and you've been against that. Because remember when we recorded at the gym and you were not about it? You remember that?
You mean when I'm huffing and puffing, fat and out of breath? That makes for a great podcast.
Yeah, well, people don't need to know that you're fat and out of breath. They just can know you're out of breath.
When you hear... They can hear my pores screaming I'm fat.
I'm with you. But, dude, how's your week been? How's everything been going with you?
Yo, man, my week's been solid. You know, you just mentioned I'm a teacher, so there's never a dull moment. I think we get into this habit of you asking me how my day is, and I always say, yeah, it's whatever, it's great. And then I'll tell you this outlandish story, and you're like, what are you talking about? That's absolutely nuts. I was like, it's not too bonkers, it's an average day. But no, this week we've had a super moon, so that's like a super bright double moon, and our kids are crazy during that time.
Like biting people and stuff?
I've been bit this week. I've been spit on this week. I've actually been stabbed this week.
What?
Yeah, I was stabbed with a pencil in my butt.
You probably deserved it.
Yeah, I probably had it coming, but that's not the point. The point is, it hurt my feelings and he didn't want to talk about it. So...
Did you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I felt some type of way about it, for sure. Felt like I was taking steroids.
I've had to take a shot in the butt one time. I broke my ankle. No, I had to get a shot in my butt because it was like some type of steroid they had to give me or something. My mom was like, yeah, just go ahead and, this needle was like...
No chance.
Probably about an inch.
That's about 6 centimeters.
But dude, it was awful. It was excruciating, but I guess you'd say that's my only experience with needles in the butt.
I find that hard to believe. Not needles in the butt, but large needles in general.
I'm okay with needles. Like, I used to give blood a lot, but now that I have more tattoos... What?
I remember you always telling us about giving out plasma.
Alright, so for anyone that doesn't know, when I was in college and for life, I grew up pretty...
That brief stint in college.
Brief stint in college.
He was red-shirted for like a semester.
So I didn't have any money, and so I needed a little extra income. So I would go out and give plasma. I used to walk there.
Yeah.
Do you remember where it was?
Yeah, I remember exactly where it was.
It was like 2-3 miles from school, probably.
It's a good drive. Yeah, it's definitely a better walk. Nice crisp air for your lungs.
But dude, I used to do that for pocket money, and then I got a job on campus. Still went and gave plasma, but now I can't anymore just because tattoos. And,
chlamydia?
No, none of that.
None of that.
But dude, what's been your highlight of your week so far? Anything crazy besides, well, let me jump back. Anything out of your normal? Not out of my normal.
Let's see. That's been a fairly low-key week, but it's definitely been super fun, though. I'm trying to think everything that's happened, but I think just in general, like, I've reconnected with previous coworkers. I mean, I went out to a bar 2 days ago. Okay, yeah, here it is. So we were out, and at this bar, it's called Banchan. It's a Korean barbecue place, so everything is super unhealthy for you, double fried. Trying to be healthy, so it doesn't really add on to the fact that I'm trying to be slimmer by like 100 pounds. Yeah, we're just sitting there, and this family walks behind us, and they take a seat to our right. They're watching something on the Cartoon Network. 2 little kids, 1 adult. All of a sudden, we just hear the mom just yelling. So myself and 2 other people, we just turn around and look over, not even being conspicuous about it. It's just like, yep, we're obviously staring. We're letting you know we're staring because it sounds weird. She was reaming out the waitress to the point to where she wanted an apology from the chef who cooked the food.
Are you kidding me?
The reason? Apparently the wings were too spicy for the kid. Now, I was shocked because the kid was watching Cartoon Network and laughing. Doesn't look like a kid that was in pain. And meanwhile, the mom's like, the wings are too spicy. I need an apology for my son. And as she points, the kid is hopping around laughing.
Little Billy.
Yeah, seriously. It's like, he may as well have been like Billy the Kid holding up the store. Like he was having the time of his life. Gosh. But yeah, she insisted that the chef come out of the back and apologize. To which the waitress said, we'll comp your meal, but that's about it.
People like that upset me to the world's end. I'd be like, ma'am, have a great day. Get out of here.
Ma'am, thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, but the best part about it was she kept saying, it's too spicy, it's too spicy. And like, without, I guess, being racist or anything, she was definitely Southeast Asian, so she had a hard accent. So she's like, oh no, it's too spicy, too spicy. And all of the Southeastern Asian waitresses are like, no, you're fine. It's
fine.
He's fine. Like, he's running around, and they're trying to hold it together. But as, like, observers, we can't stop laughing. And it's like, we're probably 4 or 5 in the count for beer, and it's like, oh, this is probably the best dinner and show we've ever paid for.
I remember you telling me a story of you and I think your stepbrother, of you guys went to go get some wings at, like, some... Do you remember this?
Oh,
like,
my brother-in-law, yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah, it was probably 3 miles out from where I was living, and we got some wings, and, you know, for those of you who can't see me and will not see me...
He's a Cherokee Indian.
Let's take away the Cherokee, and I'm an Indian from Indian. Philadelphia, by way of India. So...
Bow and arrow on his back.
With a dot on my forehead, though. So, yeah, like, we love spicy food. Like, we want to, like, rot our livers and our stomach lining.
And your guts.
So, yeah, we always get the hottest thing on the menu. We compensate a lot. So we went in and got these wings titled Suicide.
At a predominantly, like, white establishment.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So, yeah, we get these wings. We come back home. We're watching a football game, I think. And we were eating it. And all of a sudden, my brother-in-law starts, like, stretching his shoulder. You know when you know you're uncomfortable, you start turning your shoulders out, and it's just like, you start stretching.
You're trying to work out the problem.
It's like, huh. Yeah, so it was at that point, I think I was at the tender age of, like, 4'5", 12 years old, and I'm definitely thinking to myself, all right, obviously if it's hot for him, it must be hot for me. So I start panicking at this point. Did not hold it together. I was not 007. Definitely panicked. My brother-in-law runs and takes the chicken that he's eating to the sink, takes that extendable hose, and washes the chicken down. I start panicking because I'm still eating the food, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. So, like, I run, and, like, I try to drink water because we have no milk, which only makes the problem worse. So we're both dying, trying to hose down this chicken, and once the taste finally leaves our mouth, we're like, all right, we can eat the chicken again. We hosed it down with water for sure.
Should be good.
Theoretically. I'm thoroughly convinced our logic was sound. No. I'm afraid we had a problem. So we ate it again, and it was just as worse. We feel like they injected the meat with, like, the spices. Something like that, because we were dead on the inside.
Have you heard of the Trinidad scorpion?
It's like a pepper, right? It used to be one of the like top like peppers in the world.
It's like engineered. Like
Yeah.
It's like red and yellow, and apparently the Scoville units, like the measurement of heat, was like far surpassed of the ghost or the chili or ghost chili pepper.
Yeah. Dude, so I have actually, like downstairs in the pantry, I actually have scorpion like pepper jelly.
Yeah,
And
stay away from me.
No, it actually tastes super good. Then again, it's been like canned and preserved, so like it's made for women eating brunch and to like be adventurous and spicy. So like it's probably super watered down.
Women being adventurous.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
let's try this.
Yeah, let's
come
like,
on, Jill.
Bachelor party, like brunch. Hey, because no guy in their right mind would look at that and want to eat it. It looks super weird.
Like, come on, young feather. Like, Cherokee. I'm not about that spice life. I can't do it. Like any table pepper is hot for me.
We have to have the ambulance on standby when this guy looks at like hot sauce.
Well, the adobo chili pepper sauce, that stuff's good. It's just it gives me the dumps.
Yo,
it gives me the bubble guts like real good the next day.
Like I'm convinced that the people with the best bowel movement are those from like super like Latin America and India, just because the amount of spices in our food. Like we know how to enjoy our poops because we know how to like sauce up our food well. Like you guys, you'll be backed up for the rest of your life. All that cheese and dairy without any hot sauce.
I got a nice flow, man. I got a good flow and I'm good to roll.
Actually, that sounds so... I would actually love to see you in like a wing eating contest for like just buffalo. How many wings do you think you could eat?
Parmesan garlic, some boneless wings.
I'm just talking about
Put 'em down.
Standard hot wings.
Oh, one a heavy lick,
boneless wings.
If they said
a hearty sniff.
If there was like, hey Dan, you gotta get down these boneless wings in under a minute, I'm gonna put it down for like if the price is right.
No water, no milk.
What do I get for what's the prize?
You get to walk out there alive.
No chance.
you get a lifetime supply of Pepto-Bismol.
If they give me a lifetime supply of boneless Parmesan wings from B-Dubs, I would put it down.
We're working on that. Buffalo Wild Wings sponsor, aren't we?
Shout out Buffalo Wild Wings. Love you guys. Parmesan garlic.
Longtime fans.
Big time fan. Have you ever got their sauce? Like you can buy it?
No.
Still like
because I feel like I'd gain even more. I can't.
It's a real treat.
It's a real treat. I know what your stocking stuffer is.
It's like $5. Yeah, it's probably
not in this economy. Is that calculated inflation? I for sure know what you're getting for Christmas, then. Generic brand of Parmesan garlic.
Make your own. Please do. Dude, so your week's been good? How's the lady and you been? Yeah, the world knows you got a lady now.
Yikes. Ugh. Way to rat me out if my mom ever hears this.
Your mom's never gonna hear this.
Yeah, you're right. She doesn't know English. I could literally talk to her in English and curse her out, and she'd be like, "Mm-hmm."
She can win. She can win talk.
She can win talk. Like, yeah. She fought in the war and everything, bud.
Battle a little Bigfooter.
Dude, my cover's out. For the longest time, I convinced my mom that I was gay just so I could
Wait, you're not?
¿Por qué? I mean, I like you and all, Dan, but no. Yeah, so I convinced her I was gay for so many years, so she'd stop trying to get me to marry and have kids. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when you're Indian, that's all. Moms don't even care about your happiness; they just want kids. That's all they want.
Big son, little man, many moons. No, Ben he's really not feather Indian. So any person that I meet or they do you have roommates? I'm like, yeah, my roommate, he's a Cherokee.
It changes every time. He's an Algonquin, third generation with a quarter Blackfoot. Gosh.
So how's the lady?
She's breathing. She's got a pulse. We're doing all right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, man. Let's focus on you though.
Ask away.
I got no questions about you and your relationship.
Well, I'll tell you, my relationship is going swimmingly.
Shout out to Brittany.
Shout out to Brittany.
Holding him down since like 3 weeks ago.
We've been talking for a little while, and then we just started dating over a month.
That's time to put a ring on it, right? Shout out to Jared Jewelers. Christmas stocking stuffer.
I need that $4,000 ring. I oughta real quick. But no, she's good. She's just doing her thing. She's teaching, like you.
Oh.
She teaches the fifth.
She's a specialist in alcohol. She teaches about fifths.
She actually doesn't. She has like a drink every other month.
That's not a person you can trust.
How do you figure?
Oh, dude, it's like business, which I know nothing about, but apparently there's a saying: if you go on a business meeting and the person you're with doesn't drink,
Can't trust him.
you can't trust them.
What kind of business meeting?
I don't know. I'm not. Have you ever seen me in a suit?
Yes. And
Terrible question. We've been in a wedding together.
I've seen.
It was secretly made by Carhartt.
We were in 2 weddings together.
2?
Yeah, Billy's.
Billy and Caleb.
Good.
Oh gosh. So we're the loneliest losers in our group of friends. Everyone's getting married.
They're all married.
Actually, Dan's gonna get married soon. So
What do you mean get married?
guess this will be.
I'm all ready.
I guess this will be like my podcast soon. So if you're tired of my voice or think I'm super dry or not funny, get used to it.
Get used to buckle up.
Buckle up. You're in for not an adventure. Actually, don't buckle up. We'll be going so slow that you'd want to get out and walk faster.
Like, buckle up for the next 13 hours. This has been Now and Again.
Yo, you know who actually has the sweetest gig in all of radio? Delilah.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my gosh. Delilah is this old hag who like has the hottest voice of all time. But when you Google her, it's like that doesn't match what you look like.
She looked like a train wreck. She been hit with that train? Like a Mack truck?
I would say it's like the combination of surviving a train wreck only to cross the street in the ambulance that's rammed over by a Mack truck. Like it's pretty bad.
Poor girl.
But then again, like
Delia?
she sounds like it would be like your grandma. Like you'd want to talk to her every day.
I love my grandma. Rest in peace.
This
Tony Lieselada Hildegard.
Hildegard, some like Norse mythology goddess. That's what she sounds like. Here's a drink to Hildegard.
That's her last name. Speaking of her last name, when Bernie and I went to watch Murder on the Orient Express, one of the person's last name was Hildegard. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
Oh, I remember. I
Yo,
told you.
tell me about this movie because like I'm hearing a lot of reviews about it.
A+. All you need.
And by
to
reviews, I mean just you and another person. But like 2 out of 2, it's 100%.
It was incredible. So apparently it's a series. I know it's not a series, but
He just smelled hot sauce and he's already having a heart attack.
no dice. But Murder on the Orient Express was incredible. I freaking loved it. I'd watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again. It's a murder mystery if anyone hasn't seen it. It's a murder mystery of about 10 people are all on a train together, and then they realize that someone has been murdered. It's the whole gist of it, and they're stuck. They're on the side of a mountain. They can't move because their train is busted. And the best detective in the world just happens to be on that.
That's convenient.
Convenient. You go through the whole movie, and you're guessing. You're like, man, I bet you could be this girl. I bet you could be this guy. I bet you it is the freaking investigator. No dice. Whatever you think it's gonna be, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, give us a spoiler. Well, who did it? Ruin it for everyone listening. Quick.
You want me to do it?
Do it.
The murder is...
Tune in for next week's episode. And by next week's episode, I mean right now.
Welcome back, everyone. You want me to say it?
Yeah, go for it.
The murder is everyone.
What?
Right? All right, so...
There's no way.
Hear me out.
Get
All
out
right.
of here.
So the investigator, he goes through the whole movie. So they go through the whole movie, and like the whole movie starts to make you think it's going to be one person, and then it's going to be thinking another person because little hints makes you think it's going to be. It's a good murder mystery. It kind of reminds you of the game. I don't know if it Clue. Yeah.
Yo, that's what I was thinking of. It's like Clue meets. Well, what I would wish it would meet is Fast and Furious. Can you imagine if these trains were racing and then it crashed on the side of a mountain and then a murder mystery?
They don't have those in India.
It's like SVU, Law and Order SVU meets Fast and Furious. Continue.
But dude, it goes through the whole movie and you're like, oh, well, it could definitely be him. But then a little bit more definitely is not. And then he goes to the very end and he has them all like in a tunnel, like, because where they're about to go through a tunnel. And he's like, I know it's pretty much, he's like, I know it can't be you. I know it can't be this. And then he like figures out it's every one of them. They're all put together at this point. It was all like organized super, super well. And then they killed one person on the train, but everyone was in there stabbing at like random. They were all in it like literally together because it was freaking bananas. It drove me bonkers. I was talking about it for until I got home.
Yeah, you got to the house and you were like a schoolgirl. Like, for some reason, you in horror movies you just love talking about them,
dude.
Which
I'm about.
Like,
them.
I'm not about them. I like watching horror movies simply for the reaction that people have watching them. So like my favorite part about watching horror movie trailers are like the hidden cameras that they place in theaters, watching the audience, watching the movie. Yeah. That's why I watch horror movie trailers. There's like nothing interesting about them to me.
Well, when you and I were in college, all right, so anyone that doesn't know, Ben and I, we were college roommates. He was my
first everything roommate.
You were my second semester, first year, one of my 3 roommates.
Right.
So
at some point, we're going to talk about my predecessor.
Okay.
Denim on denim. Mr. Denim on denim.
We'll get that to later. Real quick, I had a roommate that wore a full denim outfit, like he thought it was popping.
Now, I'm not going to say that I'm stylish because I'm not. However, in a basketball stadium that can hold at least 15,000 people, the second Dan told me to look across the baseline. In a stadium packed of at least 15,000 people, I can spot denim on denim with a brown leather belt, with brown boots, glasses, and I would say strawberry blonde hair.
Strawberry blonde. He is a heavy set guy.
Yeah, so no discrimination against fat people. Like I think we're both qualified as fat.
Whoa. Careful.
All right, fine. At least you.
Jump back.
At least you. So realistically, I spot this dude and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't trust my daughter. I wouldn't trust my dog or anything around this guy. This guy looks super sketch.
For sure.
But we'll get to this guy later.
All right, so we were roommates this is the second time we lived together, so we were roommates in college. So we went to a Christian college, Liberty University.
Shout out to Becky Falwell.
She's got a lazy eye. You ever see that?
Still super attractive.
There's nothing wrong with the lazy eye. I'm just saying, it's like a little droopy. Have you never noticed this?
No.
Look at her photo. It's like, all right, you're looking straight, and one's like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's thinking about something else. That's okay.
All right, so we were roommates, and we went to college together, and we snuck out because it was a Christian college, so we had a lot of rules, regulations, guidelines. We snuck out and went and saw Scream 4.
Yeah, Scream 4.
And it was great, but I love horror movies. I love going out seeing them. I love the thrill. I love the anticipation. I love every part of a horror movie. What I like about the Scream movies is, I don't even know why we're talking about horror movies, but while we're at it, I love that it could be anybody. The mask, obviously it's covered. It could be a guy, it could be a girl, it could be your best man, it could be you, Love it.
Alright, so hold on. Coming into this, I hated horror movies. So, my first horror movie that I watched with Dan was Scream 1. No, it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw.
And I remember to this day, there's a scene where this dude is like peeling off another guy's face.
What's wrong with that?
And it was at that moment I realized I may either live with a serial killer or this guy is just weird.
Me?
Oh, yeah.
How do you figure?
Because you loved these movies. So here I am thinking, all right, that's my first, last, only horror movie I'm watching.
No dice.
But the selling point was anytime we watched a horror movie, we would order, may remember, may not remember, the 555 medium pizza from Pizza or Domino's deal with pepperoni and bacon.
Yeah, you'd get two topping medium pizzas.
Yeah.
We would get that all the time.
Yeah, pep and bacon. That's what you would call it, pep and bacon. And like we'd get it, sit in our beds, like greasy and all, and crumbs falling every which way, and we'd watch these movies. Him like making sure I paid attention. Like if I'd look away for a brief second, he'd say, Ben, are you watching? Hey, watch this. It's like, all right, I got you, man. I'm trying to enjoy this pepperoni right now. But yeah, I got you. But yeah, we watched, leading up to the movie, we watched 1, 2, and 3, and then we made our big escape to go watch, which...
We almost got caught, remember?
No, we definitely did get caught. It's just, you didn't care, and here I am in my first semester of college, like, crap, like, we're done. We're done for.
But I started college at 22. I've already lived life. I've already lived on my own. Like, yeah, like kind of some of the rules didn't apply because I was like, I'm a grown man. like
our RA would knowingly tell him rules, expecting that he wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I remember our last day together as roommates in college, right? We have to clean our rooms. It's like white glove check. The premise is your RA is going to come into the room with a white glove, wipe his stingy little finger on everything, and there better not be an ounce of dirt anywhere.
For sure.
What are we listening to? Do you remember?
No, Scrub the Ground.
No, not Scrub the Ground. We're listening to Little Lion Man from Mumford and Sons. And there's a part of the song that just obviously curses. It's like, it was not your fault but mine, blah, 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 blah.
Your heart on the line. You really blank it up this time.
Yeah, so like you really effed it up this time. And like, here we have it blasting. And he's just like scrubbing the ground, twerking, and like putting in work with his elbow grease. And like, I'm like, oh my gosh, should we be doing this? Like I'm like saying a repenting prayer. I'm like throwing up a couple Hail Mary, Abba Fathers. And it's like, oh crap. But like, yeah, that was our dynamic in college. Anything that happened, Dan did not obviously like worry about it. Meanwhile, worried McGee over here like developed ulcers thinking about, oh my gosh, what if I get caught?
So when my first semester, this was before you were, because you came second semester. My first semester, all I had was Sierra Nevada garb. All I had, like I had my hoodies. I gave you that shirt.
The tie-dye. I still have it.
I don't think you do. I haven't seen it.
It's the brown and white. It's sitting on my bed right now.
I ain't seen it. Yeah. Anyways, all I had was things that said Sierra Nevada Brewery or anything that was like promoting beer. Joel or Ray, I think it was, what's that? Did you shave your armpit?
For sure.
Why'd you shave your arm? Why'd you shave your armpit?
Are you kidding me right now? It's hunting season. You want a tick up in there?
I've never had a tick.
I've never had a tick, and I'm not planning on it.
All right.
It's a hot year.
So, Sweet. Let me see the other one.
Clean, smooth, man. Yeah.
When did you do that?
Oh, before you got here.
You dry shave?
Nah, man. You gotta keep that moisturized, or else you'll start chafing and breaking out.
All right. Everything that I had was Sierra Nevada or had a beer logo or something that said brewery on it. I think it was Joel. You remember Joel?
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, hey, so I gotta talk
to paint the picture of this guy. Probably the nicest person in the world. Really super, super nice. Really cared about you. But he was like Bob Ross to the max. Like, super positive, super peppy. Like, oh, we're trying to build you up. But at the same time, it was like annoying because he was too nice. Like, something had to bother him.
I mean, he did his job.
He did his job.
He did his job well. He was like, hey, so I gotta talk to you about something. I was like, yeah, what do you got? And he's like, you can't wear stuff that promotes beer. I'm like, I got you, man. This is all I got. I got no money, and this is what it is. And he's like, okay. He's like, you could go to the Goodwill. And I was like, I ain't got no money. He's like, okay, I'll tell the RD and everyone that's been asking about it. I'm like, all right, sounds good. Well, this is what it's gonna be. So my whole semester, I mean, I had a few like collared shirts, but anything that like outside it, like all I had was Sierra Nevada brewery, because that's where I worked before I came out to it.
We get it. You're from California. You're a California hunk.
I'm from Chesterfield, Virginia, bro.
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 Surf's on.
So So this is the second time that Ben and I have lived together. I'd say the first time was a good start. Ben was
Definitely incomplete.
incomplete, for sure. Ben was a little more occupied, not at being friends. He also thought we became friends at a later time. So I'm like, yeah, I assumed that we were just good friends all along. He's like, yeah, we became good friends like way later.
Oh,
like
way later.
A year.
Yeah, at least a year later.
Yeah, that's what you think. So this is the second time we've been living together. I think it's been solid thus far. We've had a good couple of bonfires.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Gone to the gym.
Ugh.
Haven't made any.
Rest in peace to the gym, man. Gosh, we'll get back into it though. We're gonna after our next case, like we'll get into it.
Our next case,
Yeah.
like mental case. What do you mean?
Dude, we're like detectives. We gotta crack a case.
Tomar?
Tomar.
Oh, it's 9:14. I gotta take my sleeping pill tonight. Well, for anyone that doesn't know, I have real deal sleep issues.
Yo, this guy would sleepwalk. I've seen this man sleepwalk several times. We've had conversations at least twice, and he does not remember a thing.
Whenever anyone says, they're like, oh yeah, I know someone that sleepwalks and sleep talks and moves and all that, I'm like, you don't. You don't. You think you do, but you don't. Nothing is in comparison to me. If anyone has been in the same room with me or like been a roommate or had a sleepover or anything, they know it's a real deal. Like, I woke up one time and I was freezing.
Sleepover? Like
when I was younger, it was like...
Yo.
Everyone's had sleepovers.
I'm just thinking you're applying sleepover in college. It's like, dog, we live together.
No.
They call them roommates.
Like, growing up, like, there was one time my mom called the police because, so do you know what a trundle bed is?
Yeah, like,
So where the one
rolls
bed,
out.
Yeah. So I had the bottom one and my brother had the top one, and I rolled underneath the underneath the big one, and my mom came in and I was nowhere to be found. She woke up my brother. She's like, wake up, wake up. She's like, where's Dan? Or she called me Daniel back then. Doesn't matter. Anyway, and nowhere to be found. And then at one point I rolled back onto the bed. So after the police were called and they were looking for me, I came back and I'm like, like, real deal.
You rolled out of your, like, little cave like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Dude, like, I've woke up a couple of times. This has happened twice where I woke up and I'm freezing cold. Turn on the light. My blanket's nowhere to be found. Have I told you this?
No.
So this has only happened when I was in Lynchburg when Kevin and I were living together. I woke up and I'm like freezing cold because I sleep with a fan on. And I'm like, okay, my blanket is nowhere on my bed. It's not under the bed. It's not in the closet. So I'm like, what the heck? So I strap on some shorts. I sleep in the buff. Anyone that doesn't want to know that, you're welcome. So I went to the living room and my blanket was folded neatly in the living room. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I get my blanket, go back to bed. Like 2 weeks later, same thing happens. Freezing cold. And I just walk to the living room and it's folded neatly. Probably the nicest fold out there.
So I don't know if I ever told you this, but I would say within 2 weeks or 3 weeks of school starting, the first time I met you, we went to bed, and in the middle of the night, all I hear is, dang it, but not dang it. And you start rolling around and fussing about something. Now, I'm a fairly deep sleeper, but I wasn't necessarily asleep at that point. I was still up in my bed. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? So I roll up. I'm like, Dan, you okay? Man, I don't want to do that right now. Like, what don't you want to do, Dan? This man in his underwear that has holes up the wazoo, literally up the wazoo, and he comes down his ladder onto the floor, rolls up his small little 2x2 computer, and starts typing away.
Oh, the mini laptop.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Starts typing away. I'm like, what the heck? And he's like, I'll never get this submitted in time. I'm like, and I've been trying to talk to him this whole time, and he's just focused on this paper. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you know what? Never mind. If I can't do it and they don't like it, it doesn't matter. Closes the laptop, gets up in his bed, and goes to sleep.
That's what I'm talking
This is a story that I've never told you, just because I don't know if it's embarrassing or for people that sleepwalk or to bring it up or whatnot. Man, I've caught you sleepwalking so many times, just talking in your sleep. Probably the funniest thing.
Yeah. It's happened, well, like I wrote a couple of stories in that book. Do you remember? A couple of...
I actually started that book 3 days ago?
Yeah, I wrote it a year and a half ago. Go ahead and finish it.
Yeah, 10 episodes in and I'm finally on. I'm not bitter though, Dan. I'm not bitter. It's okay.
Man, I just felt sick.
Yeah, I think I need to give you CPR. I think that's it.
So, dude, what you got going on this coming weekend?
Dude, I'm trying to get out on the fields, man. Like, I'm legitimately trying to go hunting. I've only been out twice this whole general firearm season. And it's kind of annoying because, like, I thoroughly love being out there. But the reason I'm not out there is because I'm helping a good family friend build a screened-in porch.
Yeah,
So
Luke and his dad.
Yeah, Luke and his dad. We have another roommate named Luke. He's an idiot, but his dad's practically my dad. Known them for like over a decade, which is cool to say. But yeah, like helping him build a screened-in porch. So it's pretty dope. But man, I just want to get out there, feel that frost on your butt, scuff up your knees in a briar patch, and just sitting there waiting for something. Like
Scuff up your knees. Why are
man.
your knees?
I don't sit down when I'm shooting. At least get on my knees, get the good shot.
I guess. I've only been twice so far. I've only been twice this year so far. I went with Kevin. No dice, both times.
Yeah.
But I do have, as you know, you helped me cut up the venison the other night. Tommy, Jordan's brother-in-law. I always say stepbrother, but it's not a stepbrother. It's brother-in-law.
Yeah, you said that with my brother-in-law. Yeah, your stepbrother, and you was like, no, not at all.
Same thing.
I won't call you out on it.
But he gave me two legs, two hind legs.
Yeah.
Cut it out. I don't like a lot of fat in my meat, so I cut out a lot of it. And also, we kept it on ice for a day and a half.
Yeah.
And some of it, like the bottom part of it, looked like it was starting to brown. So
It was still good.
It was brown like you.
Yeah.
It wasn't that brown.
That's debatable.
It wasn't that tan.
Hearsay.
But got some good meat out of it. Gonna make some good stew. Possibly some venison chili or a stew.
Hopefully chili.
You don't like the stew?
I like chili better. Huh. I wonder what that means. Probably wasn't loved enough as a child.
I love you, Mommy.
I wasn't breastfed enough. I don't know. Thanks, Mom. Yo, so question.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these fights, okay? I'm super ignorant about these fights, or any fight in general. Biggest fight I get into is usually verbal. So I was YouTubing on the interweb and looking up that African dude that knocked out
Francis Ngannou, yeah.
Didn't want to butcher his name. Yo, dude comes from a rough background.
So this guy...
This is like an actual rags to riches story?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Dude, a lot of respect for this cat.
If anyone doesn't know who Francis Ngannou is, he has jumped into stardom in the UFC. He recently fought this last weekend. He fought Alistair Overeem, world champion kickboxer, K1 champion.
Lost to Brock Lesnar.
He beat Brock Lesnar.
Didn't he lose to him?
No, he beat him.
Is that the one that damaged his and
bursitis?
That's when he had to retire again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap.
So a very decorated kickboxer. Actually, I wrote up a list. Billy, I may cut this out, but Billy, he's like, use different adjectives because I was saying incredible.
Yeah.
I say that a lot. Understandable, but I wrote out a list.
Like synonyms you looked up. You used a thesaurus.
For sure.
You can't read. Get out of here.
Jello. Delightful. Phenomenal. Astonishing. Amazing. Extraordinary. Breathtaking.
Impeccable.
No, I didn't want to put that.
Oh, why? It's a great word.
First team all violence. I didn't come up with that. That was Brennan Schaub. Have you listened to him? He's been on Rogan's podcast a couple times.
Yeah.
And I put slobber knocker.
Yeah.
But he knocked out Alistair Overeem with this nasty, unreasonable uppercut. And
it was with his left hand, too.
He was knocked out while he was still standing, hit the ground, completely out. It was spectacular.
Yeah. No, so as someone who I watch fights, but I'm not educated on oh yeah, that's a such and such kick, or that's a such and such move. I know the basic stuff, but I'm definitely not like you, where I know everything that's going on. But I definitely know certain names, certain fighting styles, and things of that nature. But yeah, when I saw first off, we got yes or no? Did we see the knockout in real time? No.
So we were watching the fights, and whatever form we were watching on froze. I don't want to incriminate myself. We were watching and it froze.
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. It froze, and then it was like,
Oh no. That's not where we started though. Yeah, so the whole evening we're watching the several like fights that are going on, and they're all in great quality. They're all just swimming along just fine. We're watching all the bloody fights, all of the great contestants, bragging, showing off. And right before this fight, we're joking about how great everything is and how terrible it would be if it froze. Specifically during the deciding factor of the match. Sure enough, Overeem and what's the dude?
Francis Ngannou.
Alright, so Overeem and Ngannou are getting into it, and they're in a contested point in the fight where they're pretty much close together, practically kissing and hugging. And
TV
stream just TV.
Our TV,
our damn connection,
I was like,
it just wanted to pull an Helen Keller and not see anything, and just stopped working. So we're like, no,
he's out.
but we can hear the audio, but the image is frozen. So we just hear, and he's out, and what a spectacular! It's pretty much hearing the best thing in your life and not being able to see it.
One time, Corey and I were watching fights at his parents' house, and it was midway through this big title fight, and his mom came in. She was like, "Hey, can you just grab the groceries real quick?" We're like, yeah. So we ran outside, and we came back. It's over. I was like, "Come on!"
This is the best thing you'll ever see. If you didn't see it live, you haven't seen it at all.
I was so sad, but that was a whole great night of fights. I was
for sure
pleasantly.
All right, so back to the Overeem fight real quick. Just because for someone who appreciates fighting just in any form and is super ignorant to a lot of it, when I saw the replay, this dude, Overeem, was hit so hard that, he was falling backwards, and then after that point, his neck went even further than his body, like he had whiplash mid-fall. Yeah, that dude packs a mighty punch. Only to find out, what would you say, he had the world record for the hardest hit?
Yeah, they said at the UFC Training Institute that he now has the record for the world's hardest punch, and
Overeem said it was what?
He's like, "Oh, that's fake news," and dude, he got lit up
with all PSI of that fake news. Gosh,
he's a bad hombre, man. He's a bad dude.
Yeah. Yo, and at the end of his fight, he's fighting for people that he knew and people that he doesn't know but are continuing to be sold into slavery in his home country, and he's talking about ending racism in his country, and it's dude, he's using his platform to stand up for what is obviously an injustice. And dude, congrats to that dude, raising himself up from where he was to where he is.
He walked into the UFC Training Institute and just started training. He trains there. He doesn't go to a normal gym.
Yeah.
That's the gym that he goes to.
You think I can just roll up like that?
I mean, he could.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like I can hold my own.
Hold your own what?
My own beer. For them.
No, dude. Speaking of fights, I'm going to see the UFC in Charlotte, January 27th. You're not going to be there.
Definitely not, because I'm in a wedding.
And then I forgot, the other one's not a UFC fight, it's a Bellator fight.
Oh, falling asleep.
No, I just had to think. So I know my sleeping pills kick it. Alright, we gotta lock it in.
Dum.
So the UFC fight that I'm gonna watch in Charlotte, January 27th, that's gonna be sweet. Man, I'm really getting tired.
Yeah, you're
I'm wearing thin.
Alright, am I looking attractive yet?
Brittany?
We're on your bed.
And then the other one is the third fight, or the third matchup in the Bellator tournament. Remember I was telling you about that?
Yeah.
So I'm flying out to Chicago. Billy's driving. It's 4 hours.
Private jet.
Not
Big baller brand.
Billy has to drive 4 hours.
That's disgusting with his ugly dog.
The dog is hideous.
Yeah, let's Finish his story real quick.
So I'm flying out to Chicago. He's gonna come see me. He's gonna pick me up at the airport. The fight is actually like 2 miles away. We're gonna watch it. Then we're gonna go back to Wisconsin, hang out for the weekend. It's gonna be a great time. Kind of sucks you're not gonna be able to.
Yeah, man, I'd love to be there. Definitely go to Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, Billy's dog. Let's talk about Billy's dog real quick.
Real quick.
It is the ugliest thing I think I've ever seen. Next to Hillary Clinton in like her pantsuits, who, by the way, I'm still on the record of saying she's the hottest woman on this planet. She can't pull off pantsuits. It was hideous. I find his dog more repulsive than
that dog is hideous.
That. It doesn't have a neck. It doesn't have really a nose bridge. I don't even think this thing constitutes as being a dog. It's a charity case.
I don't know why they got this dog. This dog is old. It's not good looking. Like, did they just want it like for some companionship? Like,
I feel like she bought it for like a test to see if Billy can handle taking care of something.
the only videos I see are like the dog, like Billy will zoom in on this dog on the bed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And it's like half dead. It's like you hear it breathing and it sounded like me on the treadmill. Like, it's abysmal. It's like,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, what's its name?
Don't know.
When you if you said it, like, I'd be like, oh yeah, there it is.
Well,
it used to be Kimbo, right?
Yeah, we were trying to name it Kimbo, but then it's something similar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something. Yeah,
doesn't matter. But all right, man, time's getting closing. What's one thing you want to say to our listeners?
It's about time you had me on, man. Like,
for sure,
just longtime fan of the show, longtime friend of the people, and
Ben actually
I'm your second best roommate, at least, you know. So
Ben actually does our intro and exit for us. So the music that you hear, and if it's a bad job, go ahead and talk trash to him.
Definitely prescribe or like comment on my YouTube channel that I don't have.
By the way, guys, if you want to check out, if you want to hit us up at thewhangover@gmail.com. We're now on Player FM, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud from some old episodes. But please hit us up if you want. If you have a topic you want to talk about, if you want to get on this, hit us up. We're all about it. Dude, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. What was one thing I want to say?
Yeah, I'm glad I asked. What's one thing you want to say, Dan?
Yeah, that's a good question. One thing I want to say, if you get 2 opportunities to hang out, to live with a friend, take advantage of it. The first time, meh.
Meh. Yeah.
That's a good answer. Meh.
Yeah.
Second time,
you told me you'll see them the third time around.
See you in the old retirement homes. All right. We'll see you later.
Cheers. Bye.